Yo, bands of burglars, and welcome back to Gone Rogue. Last time we robbed the Slaughterhouse district, and this time we're going to report to Carl during this intermission. Also, sorry for the sudden cut in that last 40-minute video. I'm trying to keep these around 20 or 30 minutes. It's a new thing I'm trying to adhere to. Anyway, Carl, how you doing? What's with your face? Is that a smile? Yeah, it turned out to be a good night walk. As you said, no one had time to blink an eye as I robbed several houses and disappeared into the fog. Erase your smile and be serious. What kind of carelessness is this? I've been wanting to talk about your successes for a long time. You act too freely and openly. The local thieves are starting to look at you, which raises your alarm rating. But I'm afraid that you will be slaughtered for a couple of pieces of meat next time that you come back from one of your walks. Even though I was the one who told you to refer to them as walks, I'm now scolding you. And I understand, I'll try to be more careful. Look at 360 degrees, like a pigeon. Less bragging and self-confidence. You still have a long way to grow. Mr. Connolly came by recently, you know of him? Connolly? Is that some kind of big shot? You've already realized that the slums are like a state within a state, so Michael Connolly is like the unofficial head of state. Well, there are only bandits, prostitutes, and robbers of all stripes here. But there is not even a singular opponent of the party. Michael will rule the slums, and no one will care about us. And that's why he makes sure that everything goes on like this. It will be much easier and safer for you to directly talk to Mr. Connolly. Believe me, you won't last long without an influential ally here. I recommended you to Michael, and he wants to meet you personally. Do not delay and go to him. He will usually have his breakfast at the bar at this time. Alright, I'll go, but I don't really like it at all. Your safety depends on it. I can't protect you forever. Constant vigilance, my dude. Alright, do you have anything else to talk to us about? We already know where you can find him. He's over at the bar. Let's go ahead and sell our sellables. Sure. He buys it all. We got tons of money, at least relatively. We have 11 food stamps. Let's go bring that to our friend Albert out here. Yo, Al. Here are your food stamps. Take them and feed the children. He looks at Jack with a silent bow and a meek look in his kind eyes. He says nothing. Well, that's good. Yeah, if we were mistaken, we could look at here, and wouldn't you know it, there's actually some other things to look at. Let's go look at those real quick. Is a tool shop. Actually, this is the... What does it say? Wait. Where are you going? Stop it. The antiquarian. He's just going all over the place. We have Yunksu, which is a weird name. Hello, I'm Jack. Yeah, I'm Yunksu. Nice to meet you. I collect various items of historical value. If you have something ancient lying around in your attic, be sure to bring it to me. All right, and what exactly are you interested in? Well, yeah, anything from paintings to vintage phone models. And why do you need these things? Everyone has to leave something behind. I want to leave for posterity a piece of history of our country, echoes of my youth. People will look at the collection that I've collected, and in minutes, I will be alive. And how much are you willing to pay for these pieces of history? Oh no, where does an old man like me get money from? I have something more valuable than money. These are books, as you can see. Many of them you will not be able to find anywhere else. That also reminds Lethal that he did in fact find a skill book last time. I've already read all of them, of course. Now it's time to share that knowledge with others. Knowledge is stronger than power, as the classic said. Did they say that? Well, if that were the case, they would, we live in an ideal society. So is this some kind of forbidden literature? Do you have, like, the Necronomicon in there? Aren't you afraid of them accidentally disappearing due to some thievery? A lot of my collection is just old classical literature. Although maybe there is something forbidden in there I haven't really checked. Okay, but if you ever want to read, I'll bring you some trinkets. You won't regret it. It's not easy to get a good book right now. It sure isn't. In search of rarities. So yes, we have this little sub-quest, and we can get skill books from this gentleman whenever we bring him antiquities, which we have not found yet, but we can talk to him again. Good to see you. I hope that you are not empty-handed. No, I just came by to say hello. Well, I'm glad to see you. I don't meet many people over here in the antiquarian. All right. Anyway, before I forget, let's go ahead and read our book. We have 6 beats and ace. This one gives us more raider mastery. We can't read these during a mission. We can't read these while walking because that's dangerous. You could slip and just break your nose. There you go. We got 6% raider mastery from that. That's not an insignificant amount. And here we have the hardware store with Eric. Yeah, what you want? He's not very talkative, but he does have things and stuff. We can buy more crowbars. He has a hand drill. Of course, we picked up one of those for free. He has some delicious lard. For some reason, I forgot how to say lard. We'll go ahead and buy that. And that's pretty much all. So let's go and leave. And let's go see Mr. Connolly, shall we? We also have the pharmacy. Let's see if that's actually open, shall we? Actually, can we talk to you? Talk to him? Yeah, where you staying at? I was just walking by, don't mind me. Get lost, stop bothering me. It'll be significant later, just not right now. Of course, Jack, gotta jump over the fence. He's all, it's the only way I feel alive. Hey there, friendo. Oh, oh, it's you, Jack. Welcome. So I can buy some pills. And you in for your money, you know. So let's see what these guys got. Second breath. That's pretty good. He's got forward march. He's got these things, which are amazing. And that's why they cost 60 state bucks. It's only available to the top leadership of the party and our officers. For a short period of time, it sharpens the mind multiple times and enhances perception. It's not without consequences for your mental health, although there's not any of that simulated in this game. But either way, it makes it so your next sort of maneuver is pretty much super fast. It's not instantaneous, but it's pretty damn close. It also does not reduce your concentration. So if you want to get through something really hard or something that's very precarious because people are moseying about and you have a small window, there's your chance to do so. We also have painkillers. You can use those for making things in the future. Sedative powder, sleeping powder, also things you can use. Vial O medicine. Unfortunately, I can't make out the name because of the illegible handwriting and the classical doctor's problem, right? I have a couple of professional questions. I've noticed that you are selling sleeping and calming powders. And could you tell me application a little more in detail? Ah, yes, of course. I understand what you are getting at. I have a professional interest. You have a professional interest. Am I mistaken? He's fluttering between German and also Russian here. I will tell you about the alternative ways to use drugs. Unfortunately, education is not cheap these days. So how about $100 reduce? Sure. Give money. The pharmacist definitely snatches the money out of your hand and counts. Now listen closely. You can even take notes. This is an open book exam. The pharmacist explains in detail how to prepare and mix many medicinal powders, as well as gives practical advice on how to use the resulting mixtures. And finally, it is worth noting that all these powders are easily soluble in alcohol. In extreme cases, even alcohol is of sufficient strength will do. For such dissolution, their effectiveness even increases, although their effect passes even faster. This feature is what makes sleeping and sedative powder so convenient to use in your craft, which I will not go on for what it could possibly be. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You can easily inject them into an unsuspecting victim in the form of an alcohol solution using a syringe. I hear that some craftsmen craftsmen rather, even make syringes in the form of throwing darts. What kind of tricks? What kind of tricks will not go for people? Let's see. What kind of tricks will not go? Will not go people? Sometimes the writing in this game is very hard for me to read. It's not always my incapacity to read in an eloquent manner. Sometimes it just reads weird. What kinds of tricks will people not do for the sake of easy money, yes? That's probably what it's trying to say. But this is not for me to judge them. Each person is destined to do his own thing. So it is written. Thanks for the lecture. Very informative. Have a nice day. Don't get sick. And remember that theory without practice is dead. Dots and dots are now available to make at the workbench. Cool. We got a new diary entry and we lose money. So for those, we do need to buy some of those painkillers, unfortunately. How much do those cost? 21 each? We could buy a couple of those. Sure, give me them. The UI in this game is so weird. Anyway, let's head over to Mr. Connolly. Come on, Jack. Get a move on there. Pardon me, excuse me. We have a bunch of people here that don't really matter. We have Bernard. Hey, would you like the usual? Yo, is Connolly in his office right now? Yeah, I just took I just took him his breakfast, actually. So what? Chicken butt. What do you got for sale? He's got fruits. He's got rotten meat. Gin, as you would expect. Beer. Canned food. All kinds of liquor. Very good. This is just some poorman. That's workerman. Who else we got down here? We have another a citizen. Oldman. Another citizen. I got nothing to talk about. The only person who matters is this gentleman here, Mr. Connolly. Good morning. You must be Mr. Connolly. You're damn right, son. I'll be brief. Carl recommended you to me, and I used to trust him. I'm not sure why I'm trusting him now. I only used to trust him. Therefore, I will give you a chance to prove yourself. Yeah, and prove how? Do you think it's in the high-speed eating of tortillas? In theft, of course. In general, I take all the dirty work. I take on all the dirty work on myself. I find out where, when, and what can be stolen, while without much risk to health, of course. You just have to go in there and bring it to me. Is that clear? With a successful outcome, your share of the loot, and my respect, of course. If unsuccessful, it all depends on your failure. But usually the thief goes to hard labor. And I send him postcards for Christmas. Is everything else so clear? Yeah, it couldn't be clearer. That's great. Therefore, it is in your best interest to work cleanly and without witnesses. Now go and surround the Commandant's house at that address. Surround it? I'm only one dude, guy. Holds out a piece of paper. The Commandant himself has been away for a long time. I think that you'll be able to handle a halfway empty house. Alright, so you saying no one's going to be in the house? He had to dismiss almost all the servants to their homes. There's only an old dog walking around the yard. I wouldn't pay much attention to him. Alright, what else should I bring? Or what exactly do you need to bring? Which I guess would be me in this context. The old man is a miser. The house should be full of all sorts of goods, perhaps. I hear that he has quite a large collection of precious stones. I could use them for undisclosed purposes. He probably keeps them in a safe, as you might expect, so I advise you take a drill with you for breaking into said safe. The war won't last forever. Someday I will be able to sell them profitably. In the meantime, this will be my envision? I'm not exactly sure. Envision into the future. Whatever he's saying there. Hey, what do I need to know about this house other than what you have told me? Yes, I almost forgot. An old paranoid installed a security system in the house, mostly to protect himself from his own servants, who steal everything from him that is not nailed down. So don't forget to turn off all the alarms before you climb into what you don't need to, okay? Security system in the house is of an ordinary commandant? Sounds amazing. Are you saying that I'm lying? I wouldn't say anything like that. I'm, just saying it's amazing. I am Michael, the owner of this here area, not some common asshole. I would never lie. I apologize for your perceived rudeness. For any perceived rudeness, for that matter. Now go and work for me. Proceed to the task. You have gained a new specialization, Mr. Connolly's man. Let's take a look at that real quick. So now we have this. Civilians who spot Jack will no longer pursue him and are afraid to call others for help. Also, the attention of civilians is reduced by half. So that's all right. I've never really used that one too much, mostly because it's easier just to stay out of their line of sight and there's more useful specializations. I think that's pretty much all we have other than our perks. So let's look at our perks that we can unlock. This will be our first mission where we can actually do things with electronics, by the way. So let's go back here. We have one perk point to do. I would eventually like to get this, which we can't see the description of, so you can only guess what that could be. What could it be? We have electrics engineer. That's not really that big. We need to start working on pickpocketing eventually. We could get some of this now. It just makes your lockpicking speed faster all the time. That's pretty alright for the reasons I've sort of described before, I think. Like, you get just free lockpicking skill by using keys through undisclosed means. It doesn't matter. We also have some stuff under Raider, which, Raider's alright. None of these are super necessary. And Thief Mastery, already got that last time. That's pretty good. You can find more valuables. That's not really a big problem. Money isn't a big problem in this game. We have some nice things here, but we do not have the requisite mastery to actually obtain those. We have 13.7 and we need 30. So I think what I'm going to do, I also would like to get that. That just gives you free lard every mission, which is superb. There's also some really nice things that we can't see the description of just yet also here. But should I get that? We also have pickpocketing. Each stolen item increases the speed of your next pickpocketing, because why wouldn't it? And then Man of Fortune finds more money in people's pockets. Pickpocketing is one of those things that's really hard to level up because there's not as many opportunities to do it as, say, lockpicking, which there's lots. There's lots of lockpicking you can do. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this. Increases our rough break-in speed. You've noticed I use that a lot because it's very effective. Also allows us to carry more things, which is just more money in the bank, more tools in our pockets. Speaking of which, do we want to make anything? We could go over to the workshop real quick. We still got some time in this video. Let's go see what it takes to make some of those new toxic darts. See, there's also some free scrap metal there. There's some free electric plier cutter things. There you go, some wire cutters. Carl's always looking out for us, so let's see what we got here. We have night blindness, which doesn't tell us what those do. Those require sedative powder as well as sleeping powder. And we also have sweet dreams, which, might do what you think it does. That requires more sleeping powder than we have access to, as well as vodka, because why wouldn't it? Those only cost one painkiller. That's pretty good. That gives us 2 throws, just sort of like the petard, if I remember correctly. Let's see, what is our inventory looking like? Is there anything else I want to make? We have plenty of lockpicks, plenty of crowbars. So I think we're set as far as that's concerned. That one's dead. It's worth 1 money. Let's just go ahead and throw that thing away so I don't accidentally use it, which Lethal will do because he is stupid. Connolly also told us to bring a hand drill. We are not going to do so because we don't need to bring it. It's more advantageous for us to bring everything else. These can be used in all the same capacities as a crowbar, by the way. They're just even noisier. This one has 3 noise. This one has 3 noise too. There's another version of the drill that is noisier, is what I'm thinking. But yeah, if you want to use these on all safes, windows, doors, furniture. You can. It has less durability somehow than a crowbar. I mean, crowbars are really classically, strong. So it makes sense. We also have this. We probably need to sell that eventually. It says already read. It's not that big a problem. Anyway, next time we'll head over to this Commandant's house. We'll rob it in all the precious stones that Connolly is coveting. And we'll do that next time. I'll see you then.